Welcome, everyone. Again, our family podcast, Big Sam and Nephews. I am Big Sam, and my nephews, Javier and Parker, are down in Atlanta, Georgia. And then my good friend Nathan Marlow is traveling. And where are we going? You going down to Turlock or Tulare?
Tracy.
I can never get those. I get those T's mixed up.
That's close enough. You're in the T's. That's good enough.
I'm in the T. Yeah, man. Wow. But anyway, wonderful show today. Big show today. We're gonna get started. I also want to thank our sponsor, Big Sam and Nephews, is sponsored by My Guy Market at 504 East Belmont Avenue here in Fresno, California. It is the home. They have the award-winning. It's the best sandwich in the San Joaquin Valley because it's where I live. It's the Texas steak short rib steak sandwich. Very plentiful, very good sandwich.
You said plentiful.
I had the jive turkey this week. Not bad. It was filling. But
nice.
Anyway, I'm not watching the game because I watched the game, the first game, Philadelphia's, they walked all over.
Disappointment.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Jaden Daniels' fault at all. He played a great game. It's just that all the turnovers, man.
Yep.
And then they got funky, started doing all those penalties and stuff. It's like, come on. They weren't ready for the big show.
Right.
He's ready for the big show.
Was.
He is ready for the big show. Jaden Daniels is. I suspect he'll be back. He'll be back again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Philadelphia came to play.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, they did.
The coach has to fix that / emphasize that. I mean, there's no way that past Pop Warner, you should have that many turnovers. No way. Nobody.
Yep.
Right.
That should be your first priority is to hold on to the ball. I look at it like, hey, you know what? If this team plays a perfect game and that team plays a perfect game, somebody's going to win. So, you know what? If you give them the game, well, that means that their chance of winning is about 95%. So don't do that.
Yeah, they
looked
definitely
like
gave him a game.
For a minute there, Washington was going to hang with them, but really, let's be honest, they have Washington got an okay team, but they don't have a great team yet. They have an okay team.
Well, yeah, a lot of times young teams don't know what to do. Playoff time or crunch time, like at the end of games, you have to learn that. A lot of times young teams don't play championship defense yet.
Nope.
In any sport.
Yeah, I don't think that I mean, two things I think that I got that the Eagles, man, they could just run the ball and win the championship.
Oh man.
I mean,
Saquon Barkley is the truth. He's the real deal.
He's been the truth, and I think, between him and Derrick Henry, he has mileage on his man. Look, he had one injury, towards ACL, which is an easy, now it's an easy comeback from. That's an easy injury to come back from with rehab, science, diet, blah 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 blah.
Well, the Ravens game would have been had the guy, the tight end, not throwing the ball, and he would have caught that pass to tie the game. They were in that game too.
Yep.
So I don't blame that. I know Lamar is taking the blame for it, but it's not Lamar's fault. Just like Jaden Daniels. This is not his fault. He did not fumble that ball.
2 times, yeah. They had 3 fumbles.
Right.
One was a special teams. I mean, he got blasted. I mean, that was a collision, and a couple of them was, hey, you threw the ball. They lost the ball. So yeah, it wasn't. I mean, he played good. I mean, I was really surprised. I think Washington will be way better next year. I think Philadelphia with Saquon, man, the sky's the limit, man, because, everybody, the talk was, can Jalen Hurts passing game, A.J. Brown is not getting the ball, blah, 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 all that stuff. And it's like, dude, you got a dude that goes for damn near 200 yards a game. Why do I need to pass the ball? Why?
You gotta remember, man, that they defense is also better.
Yeah.
Like, they started clicking like soon as the last 4 games of the season really, kicked off. They just went to a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? So like that might be a whole difference in them winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I just think it's just my own opinion. Like, I picked Washington and Buffalo, but I could be wrong, and part of it I was wrong. But the other thing is that if Buffalo can win, they're going to have a game playing against Philadelphia.
What's the score in that game?
I don't know. I'm not watching it.
7-3.
It's 7-3.
Who is it?
Buffalo.
Mahomes, yeah. Kansas City winning.
But, Kansas City?
What quarter is it?
Second, but Buffalo's driving right now.
Right.
Hey, man, and they got to score because they can't trade field goals from touchdown with KC.
Right.
No.
You cannot do
that. Barkley's name came up a minute ago. It seemed to me like he had like 4 or 5 what seem now to be sort of like wasted seasons in New York.
Wow.
His name wasn't even significant anymore. And you just didn't think of him when you thought about the league's top running backs. I know he got hurt, but he just, I don't know if he didn't have a line or the scheme was all wrong.
They were terrible. They were terrible.
And then, it didn't make it any better that you switch coaches like every 2 years.
Right. Sure. Right.
That hurts anybody. That's like, having a manager at your job. Just, every couple of years you just switch to the manager and they bring in their own, thought process, and then they don't know how to build as an organization. They don't know how to build anymore.
I'm wondering also if maybe, guys that are really, into it and competitive and want to win, and it's like that your team or your owner or whatever, the scheme is all wrong, or the owner's not really trying to win. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute, I'm risking broken bones and who knows whatever. Let me get into a situation that is serious about winning, and in the meantime, let me preserve my body parts, kind of thing. I just wonder how much that sort of comes into play consciously or subconsciously.
Well,
Well, I mean,
I just had no idea that Barkley was still this good.
oh no,
well,
I knew that.
well, I mean, I was going to say like, what's going to hurt the management is like the whole, they did the what is it? What's the off season documentary?
Yeah, the Hard Knocks.
The Hard Knocks. They did Hard Knocks in the off season, and they really spoke on like, well, do we really want to keep Saquon? Do we want to keep Jaden Daniels? And like that's where this whole thing comes to play. Like you should have paid the top horse versus the unsure, talent. You know what I mean? Like Jaden Daniels, we all knew he wasn't good, but you're gonna allow your best player on your team to walk.
No, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry, Daniel Jones. You let
That's the
Daniel
quarterback,
Jones stay. Yeah, you let Daniel Jones stay, and you got rid of the workhorse.
And then you cut. Then you cut him.
Was he? Was Daniel Jones all that good? I kind of wasn't impressed.
Nah, he wasn't impressed. He's a product of bad coaching. Not really bad coaching, but he wasn't progressing as he should have been.
It's a bad system.
He should have been a backup quarterback. And
who was this?
Jones.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones for New York. He's athletic, but he's not a top tier quarterback. They could have had Jaden Daniels. They was in the quarterback hunt. They had the number 4 pick. If you would have picked Jaden Daniels in last year's draft, they had the number 4
Daniels,
pick.
Is that the guy in Washington?
Yeah, you could have had any 3 of those top quarterbacks. You could have had, and you just got to get the ball to Saquon Barkley. So you could have had Caleb Williams. You could have traded up. You could have did some stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, well, we don't know. They committed to the quarterback. For what?
You remember in that same draft, like you could have went and got a good receiver and got a quarterback for a minimum, a better quarterback for a minimum, and just build your skill positions. You know what I'm saying? Get an O-line. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple of receivers. Get maybe a defensive player. Like,
they got Malik Neighbors, bro.
They do. I'm just saying then. That time.
That's what I'm saying. They got Malik Neighbors, and they had 2 picks in the top I want to say the top 10 or top 15. So they got Malik Neighbors late or early. But you could have traded back. Still, they could have still got Malik Neighbors and a quarterback.
No. I'm talking about in the draft when they drafted Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You had a whole bunch of good players that was coming out. You had an old lineman. I think the young kid that went to the Chargers. Joe Alt was in that. Well, no, Joe Alt wasn't in that draft. It was another old lineman that was in that draft that you could have got. And you could have built that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be smart.
I think the pick with Daniel Jones, okay, cool. You could have went another way. Touchdown Bills. You could have won it, but the offseason is where last offseason is where they really, really messed up because they could have got Malik Neighbors and they could have got another quarterback that could have serviced and got in the game. You know what I'm saying? They could have got another quarterback. They had two picks. They had a 4 and something else, and like a 11 or 12 or something like that. And so you didn't do that. You kept Daniel Jones. You let Saquon Barkley go. You wind up cutting Daniel Jones later on in the season because he's not doing what he's supposed to. They told you that. Saquon said he wanted to stay because he saw, hey, look, we got a good young team. They got a nice defense that they could build around. Like it was set up. You just needed somebody to manage the game. Manage the game, hand it off to Saquon Barkley. That's all you had to do.
Right.
That's all Jalen Hurts is gonna do. Hey, bro, here, take that.
But I mean, but that brings a big question for me. Like, you know, not to say that the the coach. Like, I'm not saying the coach is a bad coach, but maybe you should have picked a coach that had a better scheme.
I think Dayball's a good coach. Dayball's a good coach. He
Yeah.
just got bad players. Because remember, Dayball
Okay.
was up in Buffalo,
Right.
so he's a good coach. I just think that they haven't had talent. They haven't had enough talent.
Saquon wanted to stay, huh?
Yeah, he wanted to stay.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to be a
He
Giant
said
for life.
openly.
And he's from New Jersey. So he's from
Well,
Jersey.
also, I mean, what young athlete wants to leave New York?
Yeah, it's a popular market, but like again, and this goes back to the conversation we had before about running backs. Everybody thinks that these running backs are used commodities when they hit, 25 plus. Especially when you get to the age of 30, like they feel like, oh well, you're done.
Yeah, they tell you that you're done.
Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley showing us even when you hit 30, like if you're on a good team, you're gonna be all right.
How about Henry? How old is Henry?
Like
He's about
28.
30.
Yeah, 28, 29, 30, something like that.
Yeah.
That's on him going
But
to bed, man.
guys, don't you guys think that the coach for the Giants is on the hot seat this year coming up?
Man,
For
look,
the Giants,
that GM needs to go. That's who made the choice.
He made a boneheaded choice.
When they asked Dayball on TV, on the thing, said he wanted to keep Saquon. We got to make it happen. That's what he said. So the choice was let him go. We could do so. He talked everybody into letting them go because they could get somebody else to do this. And here goes the analytics, yada yada. And it was the injury. That's what they kept on. We had the injury a couple years ago. Like, dude, he still ran for 1,000 yards. Malik Neighbors still caught 1,000. Still caught for 1,000 yards with a terrible quarterback. So just think about that.
might have been a money move.
It was definitely a money move, but again, even when you got rid of Saquon, like you didn't fix the problem. Your O line was still trash.
Yep, you still should have got a top tier O line.
Daniel Jones was getting hit like he was just a rag doll.
That's the other problem, that you can't really see what Daniel Jones can do because he's not having no protection. He's running for his life. He's in a bad position. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's in a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Like, again,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, so I don't think he's bad. His turnover
didn't he come out of Alabama?
No, he came out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was
you think about Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Jones, what happened to him? Didn't he go to New England or somewhere?
Yeah, he's in somewhere else. Nobody cares.
Nah, he's in Jacksonville now.
Nobody cares. Backing up somebody.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about him.
Nobody. He was not good coming out of college.
If you don't even know, if the public doesn't even know who he's backing up, then I think it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, who's he behind? I have no idea.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the truth, though. He's the truth.
All right. Good point.
Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, he's behind him. You're not going to play. Hey man, you had your shot. You had your shot. Drake May came in there and put in work.
Becoming a horrible franchise. Jacksonville Jaguars are a horrible franchise.
Oh my God. They got some of the best young talent. And can't win. And can't do nothing. Like, what are we doing with our life, man? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, but it starts from I never thought about it. I was like, but it starts from the top, man, where the ownership has been in flux. Then they bring their own GM in. The GM is in flux. This all these things that is happening. When you start going to look at who does what, it's like, oh, okay, hey, you can do some things because the ownership is giving you some guidance. The ownership brings in guys for analytics that are not football guys. Things like that. I'm like, okay, 31. Stop them. You know,
Right.
so a lot of those things happened, and like look at like I read an article today talking about Daniel Snyder. He hates that the Commanders are having such success. He hates it.
Oh, I bet he does. I'll bet he does.
But I was like, but this is your fault though. This is your fault. You wanted to run this like it was your own little brothel. You didn't take care of the team. You didn't do this. You didn't like. Come on, man. I'm talking about you love the Redskins because I'm from man. You don't love that team, man. You're not like, dude. Shut up, man. Like, you just got lucky that you had enough billions to go buy a team.
And he was also lucky. I don't think that the owners liked him because you have to be approved by the owner. The league has to approve you buying a franchise.
Right.
I don't think that they knew that what they were getting.
Yeah,
He
probably
was
not.
like a little baby brat.
Probably not. I mean, it sucks it sucks to see it because this is when you're a football player, basketball, baseball, whatever, entertainment star, this is their play money. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the just because they pay millions of dollars and they pay millions of dollars a year, it doesn't come out of their pocket per se. You know what I'm saying? They got subsidies from the franchise. They got this. They got revenue sharing. They got all this stuff to help pay everybody's salary. And I was like, dude, it's not coming from your money. So this don't really come from their paycheck. You know what I'm saying? This is not like
Right.
who was that? The Cowboys, Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Patrick
Right.
Mahomes running. It's not Jerry Jones where it's like, yo, this came from his money, but he has other business ventures too, though. That's his main revenue.
Yeah, there's another one. Jerry probably needs to back up a little bit. I'm no Dallas fan, but Dallas being good is good for the game.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
true.
know, Jerry, ever since his ego and Jimmy Johnson's ego clashed, and Jerry got rid of Jimmy, huge mistake. Man, Dallas has been a laughing stock. It's
He's never been the same.
about 20 years now.
Yep. They probably would have won 3 in a row back then. They probably would have got 3. They was close. They would have got 3 because they was the
They
most dominant team.
Would they
Dallas
win
Cowboys are
three out
not
of
relevant
5?
they're not relevant.
Who?
They're like
Dallas.
the joke of the NFL.
Yeah, they
They're
go
considered
12.
a joke.
They go 12-5 and lose on the first one. Like, okay, we know what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
We know what you're gonna do.
yeah, it's kind of too bad. Well, not so bad that I want them to win, but the league is just that's the signature franchise. Certainly one of the. I think it's the signature franchise, and so when they're good, I think the league does better. And the thing is, all of Texas is a fan. It's the second largest state. And they have fans all across the country. Millions of them.
Yep.
It like Dallas instead of their own regional team kind of thing.
Yep.
They have fans overseas. And when a team like that, the sort of the face of the league is quietly considered, okay, you don't have to take these guys seriously. I don't know. It just takes some of the shine off of what could be, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think.
Well, part of the problem to me is the owner.
Right.
Jerry
Part of
Jones
the
is not the
problem.
owner. Jerry Jones is trying to do too many things. He owns the team.
General
He's a
manager.
GM. He's a player personnel guy, and his ego is so bad that it ruins the team. You overpaid Zach Prescott all this money. Zach's just an average quarterback. He's not in the high echelon of quarterbacks.
Doesn't seem like it.
To me, I could be wrong.
I mean, stat wise, he is. I mean, honestly, he is when he's on.
Yeah, when he's on, he's on.
I think what we look at Dak and we kind of poo-poo him is in the playoffs. Like he can't achieve a goal in the playoff. You know what I'm saying?
How is he at crunch time? How is he under pressure?
Well, that's a 2-part answer because in the off season he's great.
But excuse me.
In the off season.
I mean, I'm sorry. In the well, yeah.
What Jerry does, Jerry hires yes men. He doesn't hire. He hires a coach, all right, but he hires a coach that's going to be like they hired Schottenheimer as their head coach now.
But he can't hire anybody that's not a yes man, and he doesn't feel comfortable with. That's why he can't have a Deion Sanders. He can't have a Bill
Schottenheimer.
Yep.
Marty Schottenheimer?
No,
his
son, Brian.
Son.
Yeah, Brian.
But
has he ever head coached before?
No, this is
He's been an offensive coordinator or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what they need though. Dallas needs that because their problem is they got rid of Kellen Moore, and then it was like okay, Kellen Moore left. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of him because they couldn't get it done.
Look where Kellen Moore's going to be going. He's going back in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Like this is what I'm doing.
You know another team that had a good hire. Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh yeah.
That's
Pete Carroll.
Great pick.
Right.
He's gonna bring that.
He's a winner. He's the winner.
Right. He's gonna bring that energy. He gonna bring that Las Vegas energy.
Man, bring Marshawn Lynch back. Marshawn Lynch, come be an advisor. Nah, he don't like Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch don't like him, so I get that. But
okay,
yeah, he's still salty about the Super Bowl. They would have won 2 in a row. Just hand the ball to Bar None. Just hand him the ball. Hand the ball to Beast Mode.
Big mistake. Big mistake. But I'm not. I'm not a Seattle fan. I love the city, but man, I can't stand it. That's the Niners' main rivals.
That could be a reconciliation right there, though. All Pete gotta do be like, "Hey, man, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
come be an advisor."
We should have won 2. I'm gonna say it publicly too. I was dumb. I was dumb for letting Russell Wilson throw the ball.
I go on all the media sites and media stations and say I'm sorry and it was stupid, and then just come be an advisor.
Right. Hey, I was just looking at Dak Prescott's stats real quick. So he's had 4,500 yards, 4,400 yards, 4,900 yards, 3,800 yards, 3,300 yards, 3,600 yards. He's only had 3 seasons, like by stat. I'm just talking stats. Only had 3 seasons where he's been under 2,000. Well, 2 seasons where he's been under 2,000, and 1 season where he's been under 3,000. And those seasons he's been hurt. Those 3 seasons he's been hurt or missed time. And his QBR was low, like those hurt seasons. But he's usually like his passer rating is usually in the 105s, 99. So he has good stats. Like he has upper tier, and I think that's what everybody misses. He got upper tier stats. He just doesn't win. He has to get them to the championship, to the NFC championship game. Like that's what he has to do. He has to get there.
I don't see him play much, but it just seems like he is not good under pressure. It's like when the game's on the line, he throws picks.
Yeah,
I don't know about his pocket presence or what is getting in his head, but it just seems to me like there's something in his head that just won't let him get over the hump.
Well, with certain points of the game, I guess that is kind of under pressure type situation, but he tries to force it. Like he wants to win that bad to where he's like, you know what, I gotta do something. I gotta do anything because I don't want to lose. And it's good as a competitor. That's good to have. But look at Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Look at the top tier quarterbacks. Those guys are just like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna hit the pavement. We're just gonna keep hitting the pavement same exact way. We're not gonna change. And I think that's where Dak Prescott that's where you kind of differentiate between the upper tier quarterbacks and the lower top tier quarterbacks, because he's in the lower top tier quarterbacks, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at like Josh Allen, even our guy Lamar Jackson, like those guys, own those moments, and that's why they're able to go further than just making the playoffs. They can win a couple of games in the playoffs.
Yeah, you can make some note. You know that, hey, look, we're not gonna throw it away. We're not gonna
Right.
lose. I mean, but I get where Dak is coming from too. That's why I'm kind of like, they've been setting them up to fail sometimes. These
Right.
rosters hasn't been the best rosters. You don't have a running game. You don't have, you got wide receivers, but your offensive line is kind of decent, but it's not set up all the way. So
But again, just like we were just talking about with New York, bro, you guys had Derrick Henry saying, "Hey, I want to play in Dallas. Like, I have a house down here.
yeah, I'm from Dallas. I'm from
I'm
Dallas.
from he has a house in Dallas. Like, he just want to play in Dallas.
The running back.
Yeah, that's why he wanted to go.
And all Jerry had to do was just pick up the phone. Hey, boom, boom, boom. We give you this much, boom. And
You know what? He didn't.
No.
You know why he didn't?
He would have outshined him. What?
Okay.
I don't know why he did. I don't know why he did, but yeah.
No one knows why he didn't do it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a money thing because they still had to pay Dak and they still had to pay
CD.
But even if I would have still said, "Hey, I give you a 3-year contract," and I would have tried to, do something on the back end or something. You know what I'm saying? Try to work it out because you needed that guy.
Yeah. You could have guaranteed him some stuff up front, and then, yeah. That would have got Dak not injured. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to bring up another subject really quick, guys.
Talk to me.
The commissioner of football, right? They have one of the biggest fines imposed on the referees. Like I said last week on the last week's show, no one is above reproach. If they give you the right numbers, you're gonna make those bad calls.
Think somebody was getting paid?
I think they were. They inside betting though. They're hand in hand with ESPN. They're hand in hand with Las Vegas now.
Yeah.
So
you got prize picks. You got all these different picks.
That depend on. That depend on game outcomes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know it happened in Sacramento. We beat the Lakers, man. We had them beat. Beat cold.
Oh, come on!
That was what happened. What happened? There was a bad call at the end of the game.
A bad call there was a game that was given to Game 6. Game 6. Game 6.
That was a tough game.
Tim Donner, he went to prison. They caught him. He went to prison because he owed the mob money that, could have cost him something. I don't want to speculate, but
his life.
He owed the mob money, and well, maybe they said, look, and the way I understand it, they said, look, there's a way that you can get you can wipe that slate clean.
Right.
Okay. Is Donner out of jail now? Is he out of jail?
Yeah, he's out of jail. He only did like
a couple of years.
I think he got 3 or 5 years because he didn't kill anybody, But
that's worth it.
Well, it probably saved, it got him. It got the mob off his tail.
Hey man, right? Did he still made a lot of money too? So that you can't take away. That you cannot take. It's not like robbing a bank. Hey, look, you gotta hold it for a little bit. Hey man, I got this off of
He rendered a service, and he got paid for his work.
Right.
It cost my Sacramento Kings. Man, cost us a title.
I ain't gonna lie. That was the only year I was like, okay, look, my Lakers is. But I was like, man, I'm hometown to this thing, man, because we need this. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep. We would have had that new arena years before.
Yeah.
If we won that title. They just left us alone and let the game play out the way it was meant to play out. We whipped them, and even with one ref on the side of a team, they just barely beat us. But I think it rattled us so much that we came home for Game 7, and guys, like I remember one guy shooting a free throw, he missed the rim, shooting a free throw, and what's his name? What's the big
Was that OP?
Ivor Scott? No, that was I think it was Christie. But the guy, the announcer, Steve Snapper Jones said, "Man, that's tight." And I think that they missed a bunch of free throws that game. Only one of them didn't hit the rim. It didn't draw iron. But I think it was indicative of the fact that I think the Kings were like, "What's going on here? What is this?" There were these phantom calls that didn't happen so much in Game 7 that I remember, but Game 6, from what I understand, heavy money came in on Game 6. That's how they caught him. Heavy money came in on Game 6 at the last minute, and then the team that the money came in on wins, and there's some mysterious calls. Really mysterious calls. So the league put 2 and 2 together and, hired a private investigator or something, had the cops or whatever. But that's how they got to the end of it. And they discovered, he owed the mob money because he had a gambling addiction. And, so they figured out what happened.
That's what happens when we make $500,000 a year. You got a whole bunch of extra cash.
But should we penalize teams for those referees cheating?
What'd you say, Parker?
Should we penalize the referees for cheating, or should we penalize the team also that got the call?
No, the team didn't know. The team didn't know.
Because the reason I'm asking that is because, like, I'm looking at the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and it doesn't seem like, calls go one way or another, but like at the same time, this is still a good team. So they might got some shiesty calls, but you still gotta play the game. You still you can't fumble the ball, you can't miss drop, you can't miss passes. Like, you still gotta play the game.
Right.
So although a call may not go your way, you still gotta tighten up and play the game, at hand. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. I don't know. I do get it. So I've been in games coaching where we got crappy calls, really crappy calls, but we still had to try to finish the game somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think when you get there, it's like, man, I'm trying to you got to beat the refs, but then you got that emotional side.
Right.
That how do you beat the ref and the team at the same time?
Right. I bet as a coach, you have to motivate your team not to focus on the refs and not to think about, okay, this dude, he might favor one team over the other, or he might favor the other guys. You have to make them not focus on that.
Right.
Be above that, I'm guessing. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, man. It looks like Kansas City's about to score again. They just had Patrick Mahomes. It could have got an interception. I don't know how Worthy got that.
I don't know how he caught that.
What the heck?
But it was still a holding ball anyway.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, man. That's the rookie. That's the rookie back there, Bishop. So he.
But it still kind of all goes back to what I said. That no one
snatched it away.
And some of the worst officials or baseball officials are just as bad.
Oh, they're the worst.
They're the worst.
Because it's all subjective. Like, those calls are subjective. You can have something that you can hear somebody. You have blatant fouls in football. You have blatant fouls in basketball. But I'm like, dude, you have strike zone call.
Yeah, it's the balls and strikes.
Yeah, so that's
you have some refs, some umps that are by the rule book, or some umps where they're this guy calls them high, this guy calls them low, this guy gives a little bit on the outside, etc. But you have some refs, like one name that come out of shouldn't call him out, but
call him out.
I will. Angel Hernandez, man, he's horrible against the Giants. God, I mean, we used to hate this. I think he retired. man, he was bad. He was his strike zone was all over the place because I think, and I like that we've, we can have instant replay, so that, you get more calls right. You see, because you can go back and review it. Foul ball, home run, foul ball, foul line with home runs. Did he get to the base on time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But balls and strikes are still, it's up to the ref, up to the ump.
Right.
And some are consistent, and a few should retire.
Right. Hey, I want to switch gears real quick. You wanna, what do you think about that? The 3-on-3, the women's 3-on-3 league. What do you guys think about that?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
well, it gives them another chance to make some money.
Yeah. It does, and
I'm
it's a little full court. It's like a half full court, so it's not a full court, but it's like a little full court. Actually, you run up and down. I watched the game a couple of weeks ago, or like last week or something like that. I caught a little bit of the game, and it was pretty entertaining, man. It was pretty entertaining. You get a chance to see what the ladies can do skill wise. They play good defense. It's really It's really competitive. The space. Of course, the 3-on-3, so the spacing is different. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. And I think they still let the women play too rough. They're not consistent enough where either they're going to be hard fouls or they're not going to be hard fouls. So they're not consistent. I think they need to kind of not let them play more, but like kind of, hey, look, you got to clean them up some. But I mean, it's still entertaining though.
I've said this before. I think I could help that league make more money. How do you do that? Lower the rim 6 inches, maybe even 9, right? Why?
Everybody does.
Because you introduce the dunk to the game. Why is that important? Because first you get a bunch of young fans. All of a sudden, youngsters will be watching, and then Monday morning at school, man, did you see so-and-so slam dunk on so-and-so? And it number one. Number two, it makes the game look like, well, man, these are some athletes I couldn't compete with. I'm talking about Joe Average, Joe Six-Pack, right?
Right.
Because right now, I mean, I'm in support of the women's gap. Hey, they're athletes. If you can make some money, right? Good. But it kind of looks like,
oh, did you catch it? I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear it either. I'm looking at the replay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the replay too.
Oh, Nate froze.
Oh, but no, I mean to Nate's point, man. I personally think they should lower the rim to like 9.5, and like allow these women to try to dunk. I mean, because they already dunk on 10. Some of the ladies are already dunking on 10-foot rims.
Yeah.
So I think it would be fun to have them, 9.5, kind of hanging off the rim a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think part of the problem is they're not going to ever lower the rim because they've already spoke out against that. But I think the people that are in that marketing, that WNBA, all of them should be fire all of them.
Oh yeah, no, I think they're getting better. I think they're getting better at marketing.
They don't market that sport like they should.
Yeah, I think last year they got their sea legs as far as marketing a player to help the league. But to go back to the 3-on-3, I'm happy that they brought this league because now you keep your women here in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like now they're able to compete against each other. They're able to kind of grow, along with each other in the off season. Because like, look at the NBA team. Like half the guys are playing scrimmages, throughout the summer league. You know what I mean? Or throughout the summer, or spring and summer. So like now you have the women being able to kind of keep themselves competitive, keep themselves in shape here in the state. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think that Brittany Griner thing, I think that really boosted it. With hey man, we can't let our people go over there, and we don't have no recourse in these other countries. You know what I'm saying, for our stars and things like that.
Right.
So I think that's a big that kind of helped out a little bit. I mean, but I think some of these you know, I'm like looking at these rosters, man, and like it's like basically all the teams are like all-star teams. You know what I'm saying? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 6 teams. They're basically all-star teams, which is again a shorter court. You know, condensed up and down. You know, you got Skylar Diggins, Alicia Gray. You know, you have all these. You got some studs out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got some studs out there that can really.
That's my girl.
Some players. I blanked out, guys. I've been gone for about 2 minutes. I must have lost internet connection or something.
That's what happens.
So, yeah, I don't know if that was a message from above or something. That, okay, stop talking about lowering the rim. Let them play. I don't know. That's what I don't know. Maybe I should back off of that. But you know, I think if you can introduce the dunk, you excite a lot of young fans.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. Now, like I was just saying, you know, I agree with that. But you know, they found the opposite of the dunk is the 3-pointer. So now you got a whole generation of kids who say, "Well, I can't dunk, but I can shoot. So guess what? I'm gonna shoot that cheddar." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna, you know, shoot until I can't shoot anymore. You know, I want to be like Kate Clark. I want to be like Steph Curry. You know, I want to be like, you know, Sabrina Ionescu. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got
Sabrina
Ionescu.
Yeah, she's a fire. She's good.
She said Sabrina somebody?
Ionescu.
Yeah.
She's from Oregon. She played at Oregon.
Right. Okay. Now, speaking of Skylar Diggins.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. Enough said. Enough said. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Chime in if you like Skylar Diggins. Guys.
Yeah. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Touchdown KC, baby. Touchdown KC.
Hey, man. Look, I think that's going to be a good Super Bowl. Oh, we have Super Bowl at your house, right?
Who? At my house? At your house?
At your house. Your house is bigger.
No, my house is not bigger.
Yes, your house is bigger.
It just looks bigger.
I wasn't supposed to say anything.
It just looks bigger.
The problem too with WNBA, let's just be realistic. It's run by predominantly lesbians.
Let's be honest.
What it is.
Should have said, let's be honest. That's what we call it.
And I'm just saying, I don't have a problem with that. I got a problem with how they market it though. Because it's not.
Well, Sam, it's not, see, cause I think, you know, a same-sex person can be just as capable of running a company as a heterosexual. You know, I mean, I don't think that's indicative of talent.
That's my point. I'm not saying.
Did you run by, or is it marketed? That's the marketing theme. What do you mean?
I'm just saying that they don't. It had nothing to do with the lesbians there. If I meant that, I apologize for that. I'm just saying that the people that are running it, the marketing people.
Marketing, okay.
I'm not saying because they're lesbians. No. That has nothing to do with it at all. Because lesbians can do it as well as anybody else. But
absolutely. Don't get us canceled.
Plus, I'm an actor, so I'm in constant Hollywood protection. All right. Let's be honest.
And a lot of fans become a lot of them are lesbians, and I have no problem with that. Right. That's not the problem.
The problem. Are you saying, are they marketing just? Are you thinking that they're marketing specifically
they can do a better job of marketing.
So do you,
The
You market to make the big money. You market to the mainstream.
right? So
To dine with the classes, you market to the masses.
So do you think that their marketing is specifically is probably like 50-60% going towards the LGBTQ community, where it's like, hey, look, we're inclusive, we have our own league, we have this, you're included, or is it just? I mean, because I don't see, I don't know how they market the league. So like here in Atlanta, they'll, hey, Atlanta Dream, come. But you don't hear that much about them, right? You don't hear that much about the Dream.
I don't think they have a lot of money for marketing.
Gotcha.
They're not.
That's kind of where I was gonna kind of interject was so the WNBA is actually run by the NBA,
right?
So the NBA is actually giving money to the WNBA to say, hey, look, we're gonna funnel you some money off the top, so that way your league, because like really that league go bankrupt. Thinking about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they were on the brink of going bankrupt, and that's when the NBA kind of came in and swooped them up. But as far as marketing goes, they're in that weird. So if you look at their league schedule, they're in that weird slot of the end of NHL, NBA, the heart of baseball. So like that's a rough little stretch right there, because then the NFL, who's going to come back around and dominate that time slot again. So like their marketing isn't really, it's really not conducive to the time that they have. So like for instance, we already know when the NBA and the NHL come around. We know when the NFL and college basketball come around and college football. But the WNBA is just kind of thrown in there, and it's hard for them to market.
Basketball is an indoor sport. It's a winter. It's the winter. Basketball and hockey are the winter sports. But I know that in the beginning they did not want to compete with the NBA. They can't. They said
because they had to use the same arenas, so you can't have NBA and WNBA teams playing at the same exact time unless they have their own arenas, which half the teams are owned by the owners of the NBA team.
Right. And I'm telling you, what do you guys think? I say bring those rims down 3 to 6 inches.
Nah, I mean, I would say keep the game the way it is and loosen up, just kind of loosen up the reins and allow these girls to go ahead and shoot. Because like you have a lot of good shooters out there.
The current players right now, when you mention lower, because Shaq made the same comment. Shaq said if you lower the rims, they don't want to do it. They objected to that.
The players. Who objected to it?
So the shot off, the 3-point shot or whatever they're going to shoot.
Yeah. Well, no. Who objected to it? I can see the players objected to it. It's kind of an ego thing. Like we're not good enough for 10-foot rims or what. But again, this gets back to marketing. See, this gets back to marketing. I think that if you introduce the dunk, then you open, man, I'm telling you, you make it that much more exciting, and it makes them look that much better.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: whatever the college women's basketball is doing, they need to follow that. Because in the last 3-4 years, I've even took notice of college women's basketball. It's the excitement, it's the spreading of the floor, like it's the way that they play the game in college that makes you want to watch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know that we got South Carolina, we got Tennessee, we got Dukes, NC, UNC.
Come to think of it, you're right.
They know how to market their players. And that's where they don't do the best. Now they figured it out last year, the WNBA did. it's marketing Clark and marketing Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like market your players. Allow your players to be the catalyst to get you more money. Because right now we're trying to market the WNBA. No one cares about the WNBA. We care about players. Look at the NBA. No one cares about the NBA. All we want to know is what is LeBron doing. You know what I'm saying? What is KD doing? Like that's what we really care about. We don't care about nothing else. We don't care about the logo. We want to know what players, what marquee matchups are playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? Is the Celtics and the Lakers playing tonight? Which the Lakers won last a couple nights ago. Good for us. But like that's what we're looking for. So they did a decent job last year, like I said, but I think they should capitalize even more on that. Market your players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's my economic class for the day.
There you go. You know what?
If you want to make money, I'm going to market Nate. Nate, you're going to make me money. So you're going to
I'm all in. How much do I get? Yeah, let's start. Let's start tomorrow.
Well, we had to go behind closed doors and negotiate.
All right. Yeah. I agree with you, Parker, that the college game seems more exciting, and when the title game is. I don't think it's only the fact that we had Caitlin Clark come out last year or something.
Right.
She set the record. She had something to do with it, but I watched like the women's championship game the last couple of years in a row, maybe the last 3 years in a row, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't afford that same sort of excitement to the pro league, and I want to. They're athletes. They're good athletes. Those are the girls that were making college so exciting. 3, 4, 5 years ago are the same girls who are in the league now. But it loses some shine or something. It's not that they're not.
It kind of goes back to what I was saying about marketing that.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, Brittany Griner would be an example. I mean, I love watching her play in college.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
I don't even know where she is now.
She's still playing.
She's still playing.
I know, but for who? Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. But
Phoenix.
she's
right.
She's going on. She's going to free agency.
I know
Right.
who it was. I watched. I forgot who was it? It was somebody played Creighton, but it was a sellout crowd, standing room only.
You said
Good.
Who?
I think crowds are getting bigger now. Now that and then Clayton, and a little bit has to do with Caitlin Clark, but
why do they hate her so much?
I don't think they hate her. I think they like her.
Yeah.
I think she's turned that corner. They turned that corner. She's good at. She's good in the hood now. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. She's making the league and the other players money. But I think it was Diana Taurasi that they were asking who should go to the All-Star, who should make the Olympic team. Somebody or Caitlin Clark. She might know another one. Somebody who's old or something.
Yeah,
and not that good anymore. But hell, I want to see Caitlin Clark. I
think again that's a marketing scheme, but I think where Taurasi was coming from was I think everybody felt disrespected. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of disrespect. It wasn't for Caitlin Clark.
Making up money?
No. It wasn't for Caitlin Clark. It wasn't for Caitlin Clark. It was media. So you're saying, hey, Caitlin Clark's coming and she's better than all these ladies up in the league right now. And that's where it stemmed from. It wasn't Caitlin Clark. It wasn't her. She never talked. She doesn't talk. No. She's competitive. But
she's humble. I mean,
she
didn't talk trash. It was Taurasi that was like who do you think should make the Olympic team? And it was a player, an old player like Sue Bird or somebody like that. Well, Bird,
That Bird
And
is
I
her
thought,
home.
well,
Bird is her girl, though. That's her girl. That's her girl.
Okay. I mean, hell, to tell you the truth, Tarasi's old too. She's not the
She is
player she
old.
used to be.
Hey, look,
But
and the Olympics showed how old she is. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah,
again, I'm not again. She's still a great player, but I'm like, dude, like, could you have Clayton Clark? I mean, would she been able to do what she can do? Probably not, because that's a different game. You know what I'm saying? That's a different game. It would have been nice to have her on the team. More people would have watched, but I don't
I
like.
think Clark could have. She could have. Man, she can shoot the eyes out
She
of
can
something.
shoot that, but it's just a different game though. The
Yeah.
Olympics
Yeah.
is a different game.
Yeah,
And look at
but
this, guys.
I
Look at this,
was
guys.
still glued to the the female Olympic game, just like I was glued to the men's Olympic game. That jump was,
Right.
our jump was, it was going crazy.
What do you guys see out the window?
A
What do you
tree.
see out the window?
A tree.
Okay, look past the tree. Something walking with a blue tail.
A blue tail? Oh, we can't see that.
Can't see
You
that
gotta
far.
zoom your camera.
No.
All right.
What is it? Enlighten
Peacock.
us.
Peacock.
Wow. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
peacock. I see what you're talking about. I see.
You see it?
Yeah.
It's behind the tree now.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
See that
That's
big
it.
old tail?
Yeah, I see it.
We're in the country.
Man, where are you, man? You back in, man?
I'm in Tracy, man. That peacock. I think there are two peacocks, and of course, there's some female peacocks for peahens. They don't call them peacocks, but they live around here. They belong to the community, and they come to my cousin's yard, and he has this thing in his front yard. It's like a little house, like a 3-foot tall little house, and the daddy peacock sits up there, and I guess that's his spot. He wakes everybody up and say it's time for breakfast or something. I don't know.
They crow? I didn't know they crow.
No, they don't crow.
Oh,
okay. There he is.
Where'd my uncle go? Hey, uncle.
I think he and I are both much. I think I'm doing peanuts. I bet he's doing pistachios because it looked like he was cracking a shell.
Hey, but speaking of the college game, man, like, yo, this college game. Oh, you and I talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, man, men's college basketball is getting kind of tight right now, especially with the SEC having like 13 teams projected to be in a tournament. Like, and that's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? Right. Auburn is good with the kid Broom. You got the Duke, which is doing really good right now. So, we definitely gonna be on the lookout for them coming in March. March is gonna be great. I'm definitely gonna have to take a couple of days off. So if my boss is listening, I'll be sick for a couple weeks.
There you go.
We can't hear you,
Somebody.
I said bracketology gonna be crazy this year.
Oh yeah, no.
Somebody suggested that Super Bowl Sunday should be or the following Monday should be a national holiday or something.
It should be.
Oh, it is for me. I take off anyway.
Yeah.
Between the two things I take off for is Super Bowl Monday and the 2 weeks for NCAA.
Yeah.
Because you got the NCAA championship. I mean, the NCAA tournament. The 2 weeks that it starts are like full schedule, so you gotta like take off or play hooky.
Play a little hooky, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. This year, man, the SEC is looking really, really good. I mean, like really good. They you talk about 13 teams. You like, yo, like, really? Like, all these dudes ranked? Wait, all these dudes are really, all of these dudes. I mean, you got.
It looked like the football season.
Oh man, yeah, you got Auburn, you got Florida, you got Alabama, you got Tennessee, Kentucky.
Right.
That's all in the top 10. That's all in the top 10. That's all in the top 10. Texas A&M, Mississippi State,
What's
Ole
crazy
Miss.
is now they're beating up on each other now.
Yep. Texas. Is Texas in the SEC this year?
Yeah, they're in the SEC this year.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma.
Yeah, man. Yeah, these teams, like the top 25 ain't no joke, man. Like the top 25 ain't no joke. So you talking about the worst team of the top 25 has 5 losses. That's the worst team.
That's good. That's actually pretty good.
14-5, 16-3. Like, dude, like seriously, like like St. John's is 16-3.
I think what's gonna be fun though this year is gonna be even more fun than years before because now all these good teams have other players that came from the transfer portal to these teams who are veterans.
Yep.
So like now you're gonna have a harder, I guess like a harder bracket across the board. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like there ain't gonna be these little, as Vic Vitale said, the diaper dandies. Like you don't have a bunch of diaper dandies. You got a bunch of guys that's been in college for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, even the 16 seeds. I mean, they could be the number 1 seed. So, you got Howard, you got Morehead State, you got these HBCUs that come in at 16, 14, 15 seeds that are really hoopers. You know what I'm saying? That are really hoopers. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited. It's been a couple of years that I got excited to see NCAA basketball. It's been a couple of years where I'm like, I ain't really watching it. But I'm interested and I want to see what this year is going to do and who's going to really produce. Yeah. Going forward. I mean, because like I said, I watched UConn the other day. They got blown out, but I mean, it happens, right? But yeah, I watched Auburn. I was like, I didn't know Auburn was that good. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Okay, y'all on to something down there. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Hey, Uncle,
Bruce Pearl's been a good coach for years though. I ain't surprised.
Definitely not surprised. They've been in a tournament for a couple of years though. They just been low key. So
yeah.
We got like 5 minutes.
All right, we can wrap it up.
Right.
Also want to thank Nathan for coming on the board with us today.
As he's driving.
My pleasure.
This Big Sam and Nephews. Please subscribe. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Tell us what kind of crap we on. Tell us how good we are. Let us know.
Just talking about sports and other things. This Big Sam and Nephews. Who's winning the football game? Please subscribe.
KC's winning.
What's the score?
16-21-16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nip tuck game. That should have been an interception. It's gonna be a nip tuck game. I mean, Xavier Worthy's going ham right now, though.
Hey, he's the next Tyreek Hill, man. They found one.
Hey, Tyreek Hill is out of. He's out of Miami. Yeah. So,
yeah, we'll see. Mahomes is tough to beat, man.
Yeah,
he has the greatest thing an athlete can have. He does whatever it takes to beat you.
Hey, can Tyreek come to Fresno?
Ooh, we don't mind. He ain't gonna get the ball though.
We can put him in the slot. Throw it out wide, let him run.
Okay, get rid of Debo.
Big Sam and Nephews. It is sponsored. It's by My Guy Market at 504 East Belmont Avenue here in Fresno, California. I live in Fresno, California. My nephews live in Atlanta, Georgia, both of them.
Yeah.
In Sacramento. We come on to do this show for you. Also, My Guy Market. They have the best sandwich in the San Joaquin Valley. They have a sandwich called it's the Checkmate. It's a Texas short rib steakhouse steak sandwich. I've had it. Very, very delicious. Also, I want to thank the owner of My Guy Market, Floyd Sanchez. Cool dude.
Appreciate it, Floyd. Appreciate it, Floyd. You the man.
Thank you, Floyd.
You the man, Floyd.
Every Sunday, on or around 4 o'clock, sometimes a little later than 4 o'clock.
Hey, man, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. I was late today.
I just get worried because you don't come on, we don't do the show.
I'm always going to be on. I'm always going to be on. If I'm not on, there's an issue.
That's all I need to know. You say, I'm going to put ticket to the bank.
There it is.
Nephews. We'll come back on every Sunday, bro.
Every Sunday. 4 o'clock.
West
4 o'clock West Coast. 7 o'clock East Coast.
Right. All right.
Man, by the time we wake up tomorrow, we're going to have a Super Bowl night game.
Yes,
Next
sir.
Sunday.
Holla at us.
Bye-bye.
Later.
God bless you.